Welcome extended essay writers to workshop number 7, which is going to focus on your research question and writing your research plan. You'll know that you've been successful in today's workshop if you are able to frame a research question using the ARF acronym, and if you're able to make a research plan for how you will organize your notes over the summer as you read and research your sources. So what is the ARF protocol? It's a way to remember the 4 tenets of a really good research question. Research questions are analytical, arguable, researchable, and focused. Analytical, meaning that answering your research question is going to require you to prove a point and provide evidence, not just a yes or no answer. Your research question should also not be something that is just restating facts. For example, what happened during World War II? You're not just restating sets of facts. You're arguing something. You're analyzing your sources. So that brings me to number 2. Your research question should be arguable. There should be more than one side to the issue. You could argue for or against it and still have good points to make. A good research question would not be, do humans have to drink water? Or something with H2O in it. The answer is yes, we will die without water. That is not a good research question. Third, and this should be clear, your research question should be researchable. You need to be able to find enough good authoritative sources to provide evidence to support your claims. Finally, your research question should be focused. It should be both broad enough to give you plenty to discuss, but narrow enough that you can do a thorough job within the word count. The extended essay needs to be between 3,000 and 4,000 words, and even though 4,000 words seems like a lot right now, you could easily go over that if your research question is too broad and there's too many things to go over, and you may not be able to hit that 3,000 word count if your research question is too narrow and you answer it within 2,000 words. I'm going to ask you to pause the video right now. There are a series of slides in this presentation that are subject specific. So jump ahead to your subject and read about subject specific examples using the ARF protocol for writing good research questions, and then I'll join you on slide 8. So please pause the video now and we'll come back together in a few moments. Welcome back. So if you are doing an extended essay in English or Spanish literature, you should have read this slide, history, world studies, or other subjects. Please remember that you can always check in with your supervisor, myself, or Mr. Hill if you have any questions about whether your research question is a good research question or any advice on how to format a research question. Once you've done your research question, the next step is to make a research plan. As you start to make your research plan, I'd like you to keep in mind these 3 key questions. First, where are you going to keep your notes about your sources? In the end, you're going to have 10 or more sources, and it's going to be really difficult if you're not organized at first to keep track of where you found different information, which source is valid, which source maybe isn't as great. So think about possible strategies for keeping track of your notes. Do you want to use index cards with some quotes and key evidence? Do you want to put annotations in your books using Post-it notes? Whatever format works for you is fine, but think about it before you start reading and everything gets ahead of you. Second, how will you keep track of where you get your information and ideas to avoid academic dishonesty? All of your extended essays will need to be put through Turnitin, so you need to make sure that you're putting things in your own words, or if you're citing sources, you need to do so correctly. And then finally, how will you keep track of your own ideas versus the ideas of the scholars in the sources that you're reading? So after your reading, please write down your key understandings and keep a list of questions, create timelines or maps, like lists of key people, and if anyone in your sources is arguing something, please keep track of that as well so you know where you got that argument from. Now, what do you have to do to get credit for this workshop? Well, first, you should read through some of your sources at least partially in order to help you format your research question. This is going to give you some of the background information in order to make a good research question. Then you're going to write your research question, keeping in mind the examples and the R framework. But where are you going to put it? Not here on Google Classroom. What you're going to do is go to Manage Back, go to Extended Essay, Worksheet, and then edit your extended essay proposal. Obviously, my Manage Back is going to look different because I'm the coordinator, but you will have access to a little blue button that says Edit Your Extended Essay Proposal. Here you'll put your subject, your topic, your research question, some notes, and put your supervisor name. Save changes, and then both me and your EE supervisor are going to look over this proposal. That's how you're going to get credit for this workshop. Your supervisor is also going to either approve your research question, so there's a little button on the teacher side that says approve, or reject the research question, and if they reject it, they will give you some feedback about how to improve it. Now, once you've done the work on Manage Back, please hit submit on this workshop so that I know it's time for me to check your work, and we will check Manage Back for completion of this task and give you credit to make sure you are on task for the extended essay. The rest of the work will really be done over the summer as you're making your outline, so please check Google Classroom for the summer assignment, and happy researching.